Good morning, brothers and sisters. I stand before you today not to whisper, not to suggest, but to proclaim that this is not the season. Awareness of the present is the cornerstone of any meaningful transformation. It is far too easy to get lost in the maze of our thoughts, consumed by what we've done, or trapped in the fear of what lies ahead. But true change begins when we turn our focus toward the here and now, the present moment. The world is moving at an unprecedented pace, and in our rush to keep up, we lose sight of what is happening around us and, more importantly, what is happening within us. In our day-to-day routines, we often go on autopilot, functioning like machines as we go through the motions of life. This habitual behavior might serve to get things done, but it often comes at the cost of our awareness. We forget to be present in our own lives, letting the flow of time sweep us away without truly experiencing it. This lack of awareness impacts not only our emotional well-being, but our ability to make empowered decisions and create meaningful change in our lives. When we are not present, we are not fully engaged with ourselves or others. We might be physically in a room with loved ones, yet emotionally we are elsewhere, distracted by past wounds or future anxieties. This disconnect results in missed opportunities for growth, healing, and connection. If we are not aware of what is happening in the present moment, we cannot take full advantage of the power that lies within it. In fact, the present moment is all we truly have. The past is gone and the future has yet to unfold, but right now, this very moment is where the potential for transformation exists. To cultivate awareness, we must first confront the distractions that keep us from being fully engaged. These distractions come in many forms: our phones, social media, work pressures, and even our own self-doubt. They pull our attention away from what truly matters, preventing us from connecting with the essence of who we are. The more we allow these distractions to control our focus, the more disconnected we become from our true selves. And when we lose touch with ourselves, we lose touch with our purpose and potential. Awareness requires us to slow down, to pause for a moment and examine our current thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It calls us to take a step back and observe the patterns that govern our lives, to recognize when we are functioning on autopilot and when we are truly present. This practice of mindfulness is not about perfection or constantly staying in the moment, but about making the conscious effort to return to the present every time we drift away. It's about paying attention to the subtleties of our thoughts and feelings without judgment, simply acknowledging what is happening in this moment. When we become aware of our present state, we can identify the areas in our lives that need attention. We can see the relationships that need mending, the dreams that need nurturing, and the habits that need breaking. The power of awareness is that it brings clarity. It allows us to see what is working in our lives and what is not. It shows us where we are thriving and where we are struggling, giving us the insight needed to make intentional changes. Without awareness, we remain blind to the opportunities for growth that exist right in front of us. Being present also allows us to respond to life's challenges with more grace and wisdom. When we are disconnected from the moment, we tend to react impulsively, often out of fear, anger, or frustration. These knee-jerk reactions are rarely productive and often lead to regret. However, when we cultivate awareness, we can pause before we respond, allowing us to choose our actions more thoughtfully. Instead of reacting to external circumstances, we begin to respond from a place of inner peace and clarity. The practice of awareness also opens the door to deeper self-compassion. It encourages us to be kinder to ourselves in the face of failure or setbacks. When we are aware of our emotions and thoughts, we are less likely to beat ourselves up for mistakes. We recognize that every moment is an opportunity to learn and grow, not a reason for self-criticism. This compassionate awareness creates a foundation for healing and personal development. Furthermore, being aware of the present moment helps us recognize the interconnectedness of all things. When we are fully present, we begin to see how our actions, words, and thoughts ripple out and affect the world around us. We understand that we are not isolated individuals, but part of a greater whole. This awareness fosters a sense of responsibility for our impact on others in the world. It reminds us that every choice we make has the potential to create positive change, not just in our lives, but in the lives of those we encounter. Ultimately, awareness of the present is the key to unlocking our fullest potential. It is the gateway to personal transformation, as it allows us to see beyond the limitations of the past and the uncertainty of the future. In the present moment, we have the power to choose, to create, and to change. And when we embrace this power, we step into a life that is rich with possibility, connection, and purpose. Breaking through complacency is a critical step in the journey toward meaningful change. Complacency, in its simplest form, is the quiet enemy of growth. It's the feeling of being stuck in a rut where things may seem comfortable, but there's no real sense of progress or forward momentum. It's easy to slip into a state of complacency when life is predictable, when we become accustomed to the familiar rhythms of our routines, or when we believe that we've reached a certain point in life where things are good enough. But here's the truth: if we aren't growing, we're stagnating. Complacency is a state of inaction, a place where our potential remains untapped and our dreams sit dormant. The first challenge of breaking through complacency is recognizing it. We often confuse comfort with contentment, telling ourselves that we're fine when in reality we've just stopped striving for more. Comfort doesn't mean progress, it means we settle for the status quo. The danger of complacency is that it becomes so familiar that we don't even see it anymore. We think we're just going through life doing what we need to do to get by. But inside there's a growing sense of dissatisfaction, a gnawing feeling that something more is waiting for us. This feeling can manifest as boredom, frustration, or a lack of excitement in life. We start to feel disconnected from our purpose and our passion. To break through complacency, we must first confront the discomfort that comes with change. Change is inherently unsettling, and that's why many people stay complacent. It's easier to maintain the status quo than to step into the unknown, to risk failure, or to face the possibility that our efforts may not immediately pay off. But here's the thing: discomfort is often a sign that we are on the verge of growth. When we are pushed out of our comfort zone, we tap into new resources, develop new skills, and begin to expand our capacity for success. It's only by embracing discomfort that we can break free from the grip of complacency. The next step is to shift our mindset. Complacency thrives when we allow limiting beliefs to dictate our actions. We tell ourselves that we've reached a certain point in life where change is no longer possible, or that we're too old, too busy, or too inexperienced to pursue our dreams. These self-imposed limits are the chains that keep us tethered to our comfort zones. Breaking through complacency requires us to challenge these beliefs and replace them with a mindset of possibility. We must remind ourselves that we are never too old to start something new, never too far gone to change direction, and never too lost to find our way. It's not about where we've been, it's about where we're going. In order to break free from complacency, we must also establish a sense of urgency. Life is fleeting and time waits for no one. We often act as if we have all the time in the world to pursue our goals, only to realize that opportunities slip away when we don't act on them. Complacency feeds on the illusion that tomorrow is guaranteed, but tomorrow is not promised. Each moment is a gift, and it's up to us to make the most of it. By cultivating a sense of urgency, we shift from passivity to action. We stop waiting for the right time and start taking steps toward our goals now. When we make the decision to act today, we begin to dismantle the walls of complacency and build a bridge toward a more purposeful life. Accountability is another powerful tool in breaking through complacency. It's easy to stay complacent when we don't have anyone to answer to. But when we share our dreams, goals, and aspirations with others, we create a sense of responsibility. We know that others are watching, supporting us, and rooting for our success. This sense of accountability pushes us to take action, even when we don't feel like it. Surrounding ourselves with people who challenge us to grow and encourage us to push past our limits is essential to breaking free from complacency. The right people will hold us accountable and help us see the potential we may not even see in ourselves. Another essential aspect of breaking through complacency is finding inspiration. When we are stuck in a cycle of complacency, we often lose sight of the possibilities that exist beyond our current circumstances. Inspiration comes in many forms. It can be a book, a conversation, a new experience, or a person who ignites a spark within us. Inspiration reminds us of what is possible, what we are capable of, and why we must keep moving forward. It serves as a catalyst for action, encouraging us to take the first step, even if we don't know exactly where it will lead. The more we expose ourselves to inspiration, the more we realize that there is so much more to life than what we've settled for. Finally, breaking through complacency requires persistence. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as we want, or we face obstacles along the way. But true transformation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to keep going, even when the path is unclear. The key to breaking free from complacency is to stay the course, no matter how challenging it may seem. Each step we take, no matter how small, is a victory over complacency. The more we persist, the more we build the momentum needed to create lasting change in our lives. Breaking through complacency is not an easy task. It requires courage, commitment, and willingness to embrace the discomfort of growth. But it is possible for anyone willing to step out of their comfort zone and challenge the limits they've placed on themselves. When we break through complacency, we unlock the door to a life filled with purpose, passion, and possibility. It's time to rise above the status quo and embrace the life we were meant to live. Taking bold action is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's easy to talk about what we want to do, what we want to achieve, or the changes we want to make in our lives. However, the real difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate is the willingness to take action. Bold action isn't just about making big moves. It's about making intentional and purposeful decisions that drive us forward. It's about having the courage to step outside our comfort zones, to face the unknown, and to move past our fears and doubts. Many people spend years dreaming of success, but without taking action, their dreams remain just that, dreams. The only way to turn a dream into a reality is to act on it. The first key to taking bold action is overcoming fear. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles to taking action. It's the voice in your head that tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, or that it's not the right time. It's the internal resistance that keeps you stuck in a state of inaction. But here's the truth: fear is natural. Everyone feels it. The most successful people are not those who have never been afraid, but those who have learned to move forward despite their fear. Fear doesn't go away. It becomes a companion on the journey. The key is to acknowledge it, but not let it control your decisions. Taking bold action means choosing to do something even when the outcome is uncertain, trusting that your efforts will lead to growth, whether they succeed or fail. Another essential element of bold action is the willingness to fail. Failure is often seen as something to avoid, yet it is an inevitable part of any journey towards success. When we avoid failure, we limit our growth and potential. Bold action requires that we redefine failure not as a defeat, but as an opportunity to learn and improve. Every time we fail, we gain valuable insight that moves us closer to success. The fear of failure keeps many people from even starting, but failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Those who take bold action understand that failure is simply feedback, a way to recalibrate and try again with a new perspective. Embracing failure as a stepping stone to success shifts our mindset and allows us to move forward with confidence, knowing that each setback is an essential part of our growth. Taking bold action also means being willing to take risks. Risk is an inherent part of any significant change or achievement. It's the willingness to step into uncertainty and face the possibility of loss or discomfort in pursuit of something greater. Risk can be intimidating, especially when the stakes are high, but without risk, there is no reward. Bold action requires a mindset that embraces calculated risk, that sees the potential for growth and opportunity on the other side of fear. While some risks are reckless, others are necessary for progress. The key is to assess the potential rewards and challenges, make an informed decision, and then move forward with conviction. It's about stepping out of the safe, familiar territory and venturing into the unknown with confidence and trust in your ability to navigate the journey. Another key component of taking bold action is setting clear and actionable goals. Many people fail to take action simply because they don't know where to start. Without clear goals, we lack direction and purpose. Bold action requires clarity of vision. It's important to know exactly what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. Once you have a clear vision, you can break it down into smaller, manageable steps. These smaller steps become the daily actions that lead to the realization of your larger goals. Having a roadmap in place gives you the focus and motivation needed to push through obstacles. It also helps you stay accountable to yourself, ensuring that you continue to take action even when things get tough. Setting goals is the blueprint for success, and taking bold action is the process of bringing that blueprint to life. Discipline is another vital component of taking bold action. Bold action requires more than just excitement or inspiration. It requires consistent effort over time. It's easy to feel motivated in the beginning, but true progress comes from the daily habits and routines that support your goals. Discipline is the ability to keep moving forward even when the initial excitement fades, when the journey gets hard, or when the results aren't immediate. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and staying committed to your vision. This consistent effort, no matter how small, adds up over time and leads to substantial progress. Bold action isn't a one-time event. It's a series of deliberate steps taken over time, each one moving you closer to your goals. Taking bold action also means embracing discomfort. Growth and change are not comfortable. The moments when we push ourselves beyond our limits are often the moments when we feel the most uneasy. But discomfort is a sign of progress. It's the feeling you get when you stretch beyond what you thought was possible. Bold action doesn't always feel good in the moment, but it is necessary for transformation. When we embrace discomfort and push through it, we experience the breakthroughs that lead to growth. Whether it's starting a new project, speaking up in a meeting, or taking on a new challenge, the discomfort we feel is a sign that we are stepping into new territory and expanding our potential. In addition to personal growth, taking bold action also influences those around us. When you take bold action, you set an example for others. Your courage to step out and pursue your dreams can inspire those who are watching you to do the same. Bold action is contagious. It creates a ripple effect that encourages others to break free from their own fears and take action in their own lives. When you move forward with determination, you create a space where others feel empowered to do the same. This collective energy of boldness is a powerful force for change, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those you influence. Ultimately, taking bold action is the catalyst that turns intentions into reality. It's easy to dream about what we want to achieve, but without action, those dreams remain unreachable. Bold action is the first step toward creating the life we desire. It requires courage, clarity, consistency, and the willingness to embrace uncertainty and discomfort, but it is through bold action that we make our dreams tangible, and it is through action that we unlock the limitless potential within us. Embracing transformation is not just about changing what is visible on the outside, it's about a fundamental shift on the inside. Transformation begins when we decide that who we are today is not who we are meant to be tomorrow. It's about stepping into the next version of ourselves, one that is more aligned with our highest potential, our purpose, and our deepest desires. However, transformation is not a passive process, it's an active decision to grow, evolve, and transcend old patterns of thinking, feeling, and acting. It requires a commitment to change even when the path is uncertain or the process is uncomfortable. The first step in embracing transformation is a willingness to let go of the old. For many, the idea of change is met with resistance. Because it requires releasing the familiar, we become attached to our old ways even when they no longer serve us. We hold on to relationships, habits, and mindsets that are comfortable even though they may be limiting our growth. But the truth is, growth cannot occur without release. Just as a tree must shed its leaves to make room for new growth, we too must let go of what no longer serves us. This can be one of the hardest steps in the transformation process, as it often requires a deep sense of trust and faith in the unknown. We must trust that what lies ahead is better than what we leave behind, and that by letting go, we make space for something greater. Transformation also requires a deep sense of self-awareness. We cannot change what we do not see. In order to transform, we must first look inward and honestly assess where we are. Self-awareness involves understanding our strengths, our weaknesses, our fears, and our desires. It requires us to face the parts of ourselves that we may have been avoiding or suppressing. When we bring these parts into the light, we create the opportunity to heal, grow, and evolve. It's easy to point fingers at external circumstances, other people when things aren't going the way we want, but true transformation starts with taking responsibility for our own growth. We must be willing to look at ourselves with honesty and compassion, acknowledging both the areas where we excel and the areas where we need work. This self-awareness is the foundation upon which transformation is built. Once we become self-aware, we must cultivate a mindset that is open to change. Embracing transformation requires flexibility and the ability to adapt. Often we become attached to specific outcomes or ways of thinking, believing that there is only one path to success. But transformation teaches us that there are many roads to where we want to go. We must be willing to release rigid expectations and open ourselves to new possibilities. This mindset shift is essential because it allows us to remain open to the unexpected. When we are fixed in our thinking, we miss out on opportunities and experiences that could lead us to greater growth. By embracing a mindset of openness, we invite new experiences, ideas, and perspectives into our lives. This not only accelerates our transformation, but also enriches our journey. In addition to cultivating an open mindset, embracing transformation requires the courage to step out of our comfort zones. Growth does not happen in the safety of the familiar. It happens when we challenge ourselves, take risks, and face the discomfort of the unknown. We all have dreams and aspirations, but the fear of failure or the fear of the unfamiliar can hold us back from taking necessary steps toward realizing them. Embracing transformation means acknowledging that fear is a natural part of the process and learning how to move forward despite it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. The more we push past our fears, the more we unlock the potential within us to achieve things we once thought were impossible. Transformation is also deeply connected to the process of self-discovery. As we evolve, we uncover new layers of who we are. We begin to tap into strengths and talents we may have forgotten or never knew existed. Embracing transformation means embracing the unknown parts of ourselves, those aspects that lie just beneath the surface waiting to be discovered. This process of self-discovery is often uncomfortable as it challenges the identities and roles we've assigned ourselves. But as we peel back the layers, we uncover a deeper sense of purpose, a clearer vision of who we are meant to be. Transformation allows us to shed the old versions of ourselves that were shaped by fear, limitation, or past experiences and step into a truer, more authentic version of who we are. Another crucial element of transformation is resilience. The path to change is rarely smooth. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt. The key to embracing transformation is learning how to navigate these challenges without giving up on the journey. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going even when things seem difficult, and to maintain faith in the process. When we embrace transformation, we must develop the resilience to continue moving forward, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Resilience allows us to weather the storms that come with change, to remain steadfast in our commitment to transformation, and to trust that we will emerge stronger on the other side. A critical part of embracing transformation is the ability to set new goals that align with our evolving vision of who we are. As we change, so too must our goals. What once seemed important may no longer align with our values or desires. Transformation requires us to reassess our priorities and redefine our goals in alignment with the person we are becoming. Setting new intentional goals is a way to channel our energy and focus toward the future. These goals should not be based on external expectations, but on our inner calling and purpose. When our goals align with our true desires, they become powerful motivators, propelling us forward with a sense of direction and purpose. Transformation also involves a deep sense of gratitude and acceptance. As we change, it's easy to become fixated on what we still need to accomplish or what we have yet to achieve. However, true transformation comes when we embrace and appreciate the journey, recognizing that every step we take is part of the process. Gratitude allows us to find peace in the present moment and to celebrate the small wins along the way. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, creating a sense of fulfillment that fuels further growth. Embracing transformation means accepting that the journey will have ups and downs, but every part of it is essential to our growth. Finally, embracing transformation requires a deep commitment to consistency. Change does not happen overnight. It is the result of consistent, deliberate effort over time. Each small step we take toward transformation builds momentum over time. These incremental changes lead to profound shifts in our lives. Transformation is not a destination issue. It is a continuous process of becoming. To fully embrace it, we must commit to the journey, stay patient with ourselves, and trust that every effort we make brings us closer to our highest potential.